All right, here I am. We are recording. Okay, so what I wanted to share with you guys is I'm super excited. Those of you that have logged on, or I know some of you guys are watching on replay, which is amazing. Some of you guys are Facebook friends with me. I hadn't been in our team page really for the week. Haley had mentioned it earlier, but I was in California for a family trip. And then I went to Colorado to train with a woman named Danelle Delgado. And basically, she came from a network marketing background, and she did really well. And now she's like a personal coach and speaker and all of that good stuff. So I've been training with her since about October, November. I just like to give that background because I know a lot of my team kind of knew, as far as like my direct enrollees knew that I was going to Denver and that I was doing this training. And I've had people from other teams contacting me for me to share what I learned. And it's a little bit hard because I've been training with her for so long that it's not like it was a 3-day training and I got everything I needed and I'm back to share with you guys, because it's really been a process. I've learned so many things over the last 5 or 6 months that eventually I would love to share with you guys. But what I wanted to share with you tonight is some really tangible things for you guys to start winning in your business today. So I am so excited to see your faces on here. I did it as a Zoom kind of purposely because I wanted people to A, log in, or B, click to watch the replay. Sometimes lives people will catch here and there. But I really want people, because not everybody wants to be gung-ho with this business with Color Street. And I understand that. There's no pressure to, be the Katie Harbison, the top earner in our company. Not everybody aspires to be that, or even aspires to be a leader. I know some people want to dabble. I don't. I want to go gung-ho, which is why I've spent a lot of time and money over the last 6 months investing in myself and really starting to learn some tangible tools to progress. And I would love for anyone who wants to come with me to come with me. So that's what I'm sharing tonight, are some things just to help you guys get started. Part of what I did with Danelle, especially over this last weekend, I was training with basically like 30 other women. And we had talked about basically going on like a 90-day run. So let me go back for a second. I'm also simultaneously reading, Rachel Hollis, and I've read her other books, and I'm listening to other people. So it's not just Danelle. What I've noticed is all of this that I've been, different books and different podcasts that I listen to and whatever, there's always common threads in there. So some of the things might be a little bit different, the timing of how you should do your goals and whatever, but there are things that I keep hearing over and over again that I know I wasn't implementing. And part of going to Denver was for me to basically be pushed to start implementing some of these things. So I'm hoping to push some of you guys, or rather pull you along with me. And I'm encouraging you guys, I'm going to say it now, I'm going to say it at the end too, to grab somebody to be an accountability partner. So it does not have to be someone on your team. It has to be, and I'm going to do as a follow-up, like a post, like who's in, so that way you can have somebody just, in fact, I think it's almost better when they're not on their team. Every time I've had an accountability partner, I've had some with Beautifully Polished. Now I have somebody just from this training that I don't even know where she lives, honestly. But we just decided that way every day we kind of check in with each other every couple days or once a week. And it's just nice to be checking in with somebody, because sometimes it's hard to hold ourselves accountable. That's the one thing that I learned with direct sales is it's really hard sometimes to push yourself because you don't have a boss. I mean, it's the best part about it, but it's the worst part about it. Nobody tells you what to do. Nobody gives you directions. I mean, we have training, and I hope that you're utilizing our training, but it's still not the same thing as having a boss. So having an accountability partner for everything that I'm going to talk about, I really, really strongly suggest. So if you don't have one already, I can help pair you up with somebody, try to get with somebody who's aspiring. I mean, I guess they don't have to, but kind of along the same lines. I like to have pacing partners that are about my same rank, but accountability partners really don't have to be. So hopefully you find someone, or I can help you find someone that you can just check in with, because I would love to say check in with me, but I know that would get overwhelming for me or even your upline or leader. So it depends. It could be your upline. That might be who you use. You can work that out. But I hope that after I'm done, you're encouraged to start doing some of or all of these things. So I'm going to run down kind of a little bit of what I'm doing over these next 90 days. So I talked about the time frame. That's just what Danelle really uses, is 90-day increments. But again, I'm reading Rachel Hollis. Her time frame's a little bit different. And again, a couple other people I'm listening to. So I'm doing 90 days just to give myself this is where I want to be in 90 days. And I feel like it's really tangible for what my goals are. So I encourage you guys to do the same. So one of the things that I already said in the live from the other day, which a lot of you guys were excited about, was picking a number of people to reach out to every single day. One of the things that I've been, again, just hearing over and over, no matter what podcast or book I'm reading, is being consistent. And I'm awful. I'm admittingly awful about being consistent. Being organized and consistent is just really help kind of dragging down my business. And consistency is absolutely key. So whatever you want to pick for your number, my personal one is 10. That means every day I'm trying to reach out to 10 different people. So, and you guys, it doesn't have to be reaching out to offer the business, although I am going to kind of give you some verbiage for offering the business or for booking a party. I was thinking about just throwing some scripts in or even some audio clips of things that I've sent to people just to give you guys an idea. And if you can't think of something, ask. But just remember, it doesn't have to be book a party, sell, or enroll. It could just be reaching out to start building a relationship. And I know I've talked about that before on here. I know on our Beautifully Polished training page, which hopefully you guys are all on, that's one of the things that I trained on in there was building relationships. So don't feel overwhelmed like you have to find 5 people every day on your list to bug about joining Color Street. It's not about that, but it's about making connections with people maybe that you haven't made connections with in a while, or new people that are in nail bars that you can now reach out to. So pick a number. Mine's 10. Pick whatever you want, but I would love for you to pick a number. 2, 5, I don't know. I must like those kinds of numbers. 2, 5, and 10 comes to my mind. But that would be the first thing that I would highly encourage if you really want to increase whatever you want to increase in your business, sales, enrolling, or booking nail bars. And then the other thing, and this just kind of goes back to what I've been training on for the last, almost 6 months now, is how important gratitude, growth, and goals. Like those are the 3 things that I've really been focusing on. And they all tie in with those building relationships. So gratitude, like I start every day with something I'm thankful for. So I list 10 things and I try to be as specific as possible. And sometimes I even force myself to write about myself, which is super hard. Like, what am I grateful for? Traits I have, like writing about you. I challenge you to do that. If you've never done that, it's really hard because I'm always a person that's like, I'm grateful for my husband. I'm grateful for my kids. Like, I kind of feel like I take the easy way out sometimes, but it does get my mind in such a different place to start my day. So that's one of the things I've implemented that's made a huge difference. And again, I'm listening and reading to, probably 4 or 5 different people, some in network marketing, some not, and they all say the exact same thing. So anything you read is telling you that. So it's definitely something that you could implement that's easy. Some people do it at the end of the day. I do it at the beginning because by the end of the day, I'm wiped out and I don't do it. So I do it at the beginning. The second thing is growth, which this kind of goes back to all these things with, podcasts and books, but invest in yourself. It does not have to, when I say invest, I don't mean money, although it could mean buying a book or buying an audiobook, but there's so much free stuff out there. Make sure, Tuesday trainings, if you're not listening to Tuesday trainings, get on Tuesday trainings. They are amazing. And they're usually pretty short, 20 to 30 minutes. You guys might already be doing that. I don't know. But that is something that every day when I get up, as part of my morning routine is listening or in the car, that's when I listen to Tuesday training. So I try to do it in the morning. If it doesn't work out, I find some time to read, listen to a podcast. And if you guys need recommendations, I have quite a few good podcasts that I feel like I've been listening to, and also a few good books. And I'm sure there's other people on the team also that are reading some great books that could really help either with mindset or growing your business or networking or whatever you want. I mean, that's up to you, but the personal development thing is huge. And that's something I neglected probably for the first year. I was in on trainings, but really like honing in on some of my development personally, and it's made a huge change in my business. So that's the second thing. So gratitude, growth, and then goals. This is a big one. You have to set a goal. So I'm saying I want to help you guys win in these next 90 days. I will come on. I will work with you. I will do any additional training that you guys need or want. If I don't know it, I'll find it. I'll search it, and I'll give you the best that I can give about any topic. But pick a goal and make it, all my teacher friends will love this, measurable. It has to be something with a number. I don't care if it's the income that you would like to see with Color Street. I don't care if it's a number of, ladies that you want to enroll and change their lives with a incredible company that's growing probably faster than any other direct sales company. I mean, I haven't heard that stat, but I don't know. I'm looking around and I think we're growing pretty fast. Again, something you want to earn. What was my other one? Earning or enrolling. I think those are, with Color Street, I feel like I know what I was going to say. Booking a certain number of parties. That was my other number in my head. Pushing yourself to book a certain number of parties a month. Something that you can say if you've reached it or not. Because if I just say, I want to grow my team, and you know what? My goal is to become an executive director, which is my goal. I've been at senior director for a year. Not complaining. It's a great place to be, but I'm pushing myself to get to that next level. And whatever your goal is, and I don't like to use rank as my goal because it's not necessarily about the rank. It's just pushing myself to help you guys build your teams and help me, myself enroll and build my team and whatever. But that is something that I keep in my head is where I want to be. So mine personally, I write down a number that I want to earn each month. And I attach that to the number of ladies that I want to grow my team by, that I want to enroll, that I want to help change their lives for them to earn some extra money. I mean, who doesn't? 50% of the population has fingernails. Like, we're selling something to half of the population of the United States, and hopefully soon larger than the United States. And so I think our price point's great. I mean, you guys don't have to sell you. You're already in the business. But, there's so many incredible things with this. I've been saying, hey, if you see those nice nails, how would you like to earn a cut of that every time you see somebody with nice nails? We have such an incredible product. Living our product is really important too, making sure you're always talking positive about it. And I know, again, this may be falling on, ears that are already doing that. And you're thinking, well, of course I do. But all of these things make a difference. It's easy to be like, well, it's out of stock again. No, it's out of stock because we can't keep it in stock because our company is growing so fast. It's a good problem to have. Yeah, it's frustrating. I'll tell people, I'll watch it for you. I'll watch and see if it comes in. If you don't like that, this is also a really adorable polish. I know you guys have heard this, but there's so many ways to spin something to the positive that I just encourage you to incorporate that as you're reaching out to people and reaching back to customers, and really, you don't have to say join, but just say it is amazing to be part of a company that we can't even keep our stuff in stock in April. And that's happened every month, you guys. Of course we have some slower months, but for the most part, we're always selling out of Valentine in January, which is typically a slow month. We're selling, we launch a catalog and it's still slow because it's been so crazy. I feel like we're so lucky that you have to think of that as you're sharing the business with people and not, I want people on my team, but how many people can I help change their life with this little nail polish? You guys, most of you on this call, I mean, some of you know me personally, some don't. I'm like the last person to wear nail polish. I still remember when I first texted my sister and said, you won't believe what I'm doing. And she had a lot of swear words. It was like, yeah, right. What, just kind of laughing at me. Everybody did. They were supportive, but it was totally out of my character. And I'm lucky that somebody asked me, because I know Jackie, who, when she asked me, or actually she didn't even ask me, it was just the way she presented at the nail bar. She never thought that I would join. So never underestimate what somebody else needs. And that's part of the reaching out, is ask people, like, what are your goals this year? Don't just move in with, do you want Color Street? I will ask them about anything. I'll see something on their thread and I'll reach out about something with their kids. I loved that picture, or where did you get that shirt, or whatever. I mean, I'm genuinely caring about it, but I'm just trying to build that conversation and build that relationship with that person. So when you're thinking about reaching out to people, that's something that you could think about. So those are, and I have some other verbiage, and I did get some real specific things from Danelle, because she was at one time incredible in the businesses. She worked with a couple different companies, but obviously she was a top earner in those, which is what has led her kind of on the path to her millionaire status. And she's 39. She's a year older than me. And she is doing really well. So she knows what she's talking about, but she did give us some verbiage that I will be happy to pass on. Now, it's hard because somebody else's words are tough, because sometimes it's just not natural, but maybe it'll get you to think about something to say. Because I know sometimes that's my block, is if I know somebody I really do want to offer the business to, sometimes I have a hard time doing that. So I've been kind of working on my language, and I've also been being more direct. Like, hey, you should be doing this. I see you love it, or I see your energy. I think you'd be perfect. Have you ever thought about making some extra money? What's the worst they can say? No? Okay. You're probably going to buy anyway, right? Like, they're probably already buying from you. Think about just how you're reaching out to people. But that's all kind of part of the thing. Like I said, my goal is 90 days to really be consistent. Like, that's the one thing I want to take away, and what I took away from my weekend. I mean, there were a lot of things, but that was the biggest piece. So all of these things are things I'm going to be consistent with. And I encourage you, and I hope that because you're on here or you're watching this on replay, that you're interested in doing the same. Like I said, it doesn't have to be the same as mine, doesn't have to be my goals by any stretch. Or even if you implement these a little bit at a time, start with the reaching out piece. Just start with 5, and maybe you can up it to 6 a day, and log it. Like, that's something I'm really bad about too. So I'm trying to find a way that works best. I don't know if it's paper, pencil. I created like a little spreadsheet online today, but I'm not wrapping my head around the best way. But write down, right? It's some crazy statistic about how many times you have to be in contact with somebody to really build that relationship for them to maybe buy from you, or host for you, or enroll with you, or whatever. But it does take more than one time. So that's why that constant little touches will definitely make an impact. And again, it just kind of goes back to the consistency. So 10 people, or 5 or 2, whatever you pick. And then the gratitude, growth, and goals. So that's something that, again, I've been implementing, and I wanted to share with you guys. Like I said, I'm going to share over the next 90 days some more specifics. I will share with you what's working for me, what's not working for me. I will be an open door on the page. And I figure if you're looking to run with me and really focus on your Color Street business, then you'll watch those little things that I drop in, or other leaders, or if you have something that's winning, pop in the page. I don't have to be the one that's always doing the training on Colorful Ladies. You guys can drop in and let us know what's going good, and I'll definitely be checking in. But I really hope that some of you guys decide to do this, because like I said, the time is now, right? We're going to be expanding soon. Hopefully our machinery starts working. And so you guys know, like, someone new came over today. Not someone new. She's been in for a little bit, but she was borrowing some of my stuff. And we were talking about the out of stocks. And I said, it's just crazy. Like, the polish is made. It's just not packed and ready to ship. And she was like, what? I'm like, yeah. So our machines are doing better at, or have been really, at making the polish, But remember, you guys, we're still hand stuffing the packages. So when we get these machines working well and they can automate that process, hopefully the out of stocks will go away or will be limited. But like I said, now I kind of use it as like that positive, like, oh my gosh, you better get the polish because it's going to be gone. Eventually we won't be able to say that, which I guess will be a good thing. But hopefully that's coming down the pike. So do you guys have any questions? I know I kind of just been talking, but unmute yourself if you do. Or anything you want to add or ask. Hi guys, I didn't even see everyone. I didn't flip through. I unmuted you, Dina. Got anything to say?
I couldn't like move my screen up to get it.
Oh, I thought you were like, because I kept seeing you like.
I was trying to like move my screen up. I'm sorry. Okay. I loved your lives when you were there in Colorado. And it was so cute when you were at Danelle's soccer game for one of her kids.
Yeah.
And she was going to show you guys how she like incorporates this into her daily life. And then you guys all went with her to the soccer game.
Yeah.
Can you share anything about how she made that part of her business and, you know, parent role?
Yeah, so that's an awesome question. So, yeah, so if you're not on my personal page, like Dina just said, one of the things that we did while we were there was go to her kids' soccer games. So imagine she has 30 people coming to her house for training. We paid to be there, right? I'm paying for her to train me. And everybody else is paying. We're taking time away from our own families, missing our own kids' games and whatever. And she was like, you know what? Do you guys mind if we take like a little bit longer lunch and go to, go to my kids' soccer games? And she's divorced. So her husband had the kids at the time. So she didn't like have to go because he was already handling taking them. But we were like blown away by it because she is definitely like, she works her business around her life. And it's not the other way around. And I loved that because especially, I mean, obviously, Dina, you are, and a lot of you guys on here work another job. And it was just a really big lesson for us. Like she knew and she made it, she's like, I'll make it up to you. And we were basically at her house all weekend. I mean, it's crazy that she trains at her house, but she has like a really huge mansion, like overlooking the mountains or whatever. But it was really important. Like, it was really cool. I mean, we were networking there anyway with each other. We're talking, and there were about half of the people there were Color Street, but not all. And we were all there was a lot from Katie Harbison's team, but not all. So we were all kind of sprinkled around. And it was great. I mean, if you haven't gone to conference, it was like a conference, but mini, and we had like our own personal trainer. But because during the time we'd be able to share ideas and what are you doing? And I have so many more ideas. I don't want to throw too much out, but she gave some really great ideas about getting new stylists started. Just a little bit different approach to it, kind of like the Power Hour thing. But so Power Hour is like a more of a leader thing, or I don't know how to describe it, but she gave some really great ideas that I'd love to implement and roll out in the very near future to help everybody, to help new stylists. Like I said, after the cruise, right, that's why we came with the stylist training page, which hopefully you guys are on, and hopefully you're adding people. I think it's helpful. Let us know too if you guys are looking at that page, because it is not complete. We still have more to add. I was kind of in charge of organizing that page, and then I left for 10 days, so I really haven't touched that part too much. But you guys, a lot of you guys have been in for a while, and some of you guys are new, but if there's topics that you're not seeing on there, I know for sure there's a couple that need to go in still to like our unit 2, but let us know. Reach out to, Dina or Haley or me or Ellen or Deb, whoever's your immediate leader, Paula, whoever you have, reach out to your upline, reach out to us, me personally, Dina, whatever. And let us know some topics, because we would love to while I love going on live and training and even doing Zooms like this, I know it's hard for everybody to get together at the same time, or, I love, and Dina works out in the morning. That's when I try to do my training. I didn't go this morning, but I did take a walk. So I knew you wouldn't see me there. I was running late and I was like, I don't want the 20 minutes driving. So I walked for 30 minutes. I thought you'd be proud and then I thought Dina's probably, if she sees me, she's going to be worried because I'm in the dark walking by myself. But yeah, let us know. Cause I love just housing our training there. Cause I think that's really going to help new people too. And again, I don't want to give, it's not like I don't want to give too much. I don't want to overwhelm anyone, but Danelle is really big on basically like the first 24 to 72 hours with a new stylist, like new into whatever company, like really going through getting them started. And I think our training page is a good start. But there are some things that I would like to also add personally with our team that leaders could do like in their first initial call. So I was going to bounce that off some of the leaders too, and just kind of see if we could push that in with Power Hour. Nothing like groundbreaking, pretty much what we've been doing, but it's just kind of a little bit different formula. So it's so inspiring to be with, women who are all kind of ready to go. And that's why I wanted to bring a little bit of that home. It's a little bit different when you're not there. I know we felt it when we went on the cruise. But it is what it is. If you can go to conference, you guys budget now, just pay for it now, earn the money. And if something happens, you could always back out. I hate to say that because I really want you to go, but get your spot. It is life-changing. And every time I go to an in-person event, it blows me away. So whether it's Danelle's or the cruise or Color Street Conference, I mean, this is what it is. It's like so much. You come home, like I was just looking through my notes before talking to you guys, and I was like, God, there's so much. Like I feel like I didn't write down. Like I remember, but you're just trying to soak it all in, and you can only implement so much. I think it's like you remember like 30% of what you hear. So I know I'm not bringing it all home even for myself, but the little bits that I'm implementing now. Like me personally, I'm calendar blocking. I'm awful with my calendar. I've been awful with my calendar since I started Color Street, and it leads me to, I don't even want to show you, but my table's always a mess. I've got so much going. But anyways, so yeah, so I hope that answered your question, Tina.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
With her family. But yeah, it was really cool. Her kids were not there, but they're obviously a really big part of her life. So it was cool to be at the game. So yeah.
Is she on Facebook? Can we follow her?
You guys follow her. She does trainings. Like I said, when I say invest, do stuff for free. Lately I've been really liking Brendan Bouchard. He does, I know I've probably talked to him before. He does Highly Effective Habits is his book, but I really like his podcast. He actually has Highly Effective Habits on an audio. So his audio book is on his podcast. So it's free. But there's so much training on Facebook. There's so many people you can follow. I'm trying to stick with certain people right now because I don't want to overwhelm myself. But what I'm learning is they're all saying the same thing, which tells me that it's the right thing to do. Like I said, I was simultaneously, I'm almost done with it, but reading, and I know you were too, Dina, reading Rachel Hollis's book. And it's so similar to what I just learned with Danelle. And I don't care who came up with what when, but the threads are all there. Being consistent, writing down your goals. Like these are all things I've been really bad about, but I've been teaching about, or training and telling people to do. And I just haven't been doing. So I did buy Rachel Hollis's book, and I'm planning to give it away in this group. Actually, I have 2, her new journal. So this will be a giveaway this month, but I want to do it for people that are like setting goals and working towards them. And I don't want to do it based on sales. I did some sales stuff last month, and they're on my table here to send out. But you guys, I just encourage you, get somebody that you can chat with about your goals. I would love for it to be another person in here, but it doesn't have to be if it's someone from another team or if it's just a friend of yours. But it's not real sometimes if you don't tell someone, I feel like, because I can say in my head, I want to do this. But like the first thing I did when I got in the car when I left Danelle's is I called my husband. It was like, it was kind of overwhelming. actually I cried, which I never cry, but I was like so overwhelmed with just leaving there, and I had so much information, and I was ready to come home, and I missed, it was all kinds of things going on. But I was like, listen, for 90 days, like I am pushing, like I am, and I already work Color Street a lot and I love it. But I'm really making a commitment just to push myself. So I hope that some of you guys come with, because I'm excited. So I wanted to bring some of that home.
For sure.
Okay.
On board, sister.
And our boys are at 5th grade camp.
I know. Where at? So quiet.
I know. Macy's like, I hate it. I don't like being an only child.
Yeah.
So, all right. Any other questions? That was a great one, Dina. Thank you.
Yeah, friend. This was great. Very helpful. I was looking forward to it.
Good. Good. Anything else? Any comments? Any jokes? Any riddles?
Okay. Can I just say really quickly,
Yeah.
I love the 10-day challenge. So I did that yesterday. And I'm really unorganized, but I made myself write down the 10 people I contacted. And here are the 10 people I contacted. And I was kind of nervous, and I was really shocked. Out of it, 3 people said they'd like a sample. And 2 people, we've been kind of going back and forth about them joining. And then one of them who she's not really on Facebook. I know her through Jace, like Jace and her son are buddies. And she was like, I'd love a sample. I'd love to hear more about this. And it just turned into this huge dialogue. And I just kept thinking, I can't believe I haven't said anything to her in all of these months of Jace and her sweet son being buddies. Yeah. And so sometimes you think you've covered a lot of the territory of people you know. And then sometimes when you have a little challenge thrown at you, it forces you to delve deeper into other, finding a list of 10. So I had 8 that I came up with, and then I had to really think, who haven't I talked to? And then I was really looking at my Frank list and going through my Facebook. And I was so excited because she's somebody who was so fired up, and I never would have thought to message her if you didn't put out the challenge. So I do think a challenge for ourselves is always good. And like you said, if it's 5 people, 2 people, it's still 2 people,
right.
Anything that you do. And so, I mean, obviously 10 with the statistics of if you ask 10 out of that 10, you'll get a couple yeses. So it's always better to have more of the range to work with. But I definitely agree with what Amanda said. It's amazing when you reach out to people, and she was the one that I was like, I think she might not be interested at all.
Right.
And she was the most enthusiastic.
That's awesome.
Can I ask, Dina, how did you start that? Because that's kind of where I'm struggling, is with people that I haven't talked to in a while, but I'm like, oh, they're a fellow teacher or whatever, but how do I authentically start that conversation when I know that my end goal is to introduce this to them? But so what did you say? Okay,
I'm going to read you my text. So Jace and her son are buddies, and so sometimes we'll just message about like, oh, I'll pick them up, drop them off, just coordinating our schedules. Okay. So I sort of know her, but she's not like somebody that I've known for quite a while. I've never it's just kind of texting. So anyway, I just said, oh, okay, this is what it was. Our sons are on the middle school baseball team. So they both just made the baseball team. They haven't had a game yet. So I haven't seen her like that. So I said, hi, Stacy, it's Dina, Jace's mom. I'm not sure if you've ever tried Color Street, but we have baseball polish coming out tomorrow, and I thought of you. Sydney, that's her daughter, who's Layla's grade, would probably love it too. I can send you guys some fun samples. I love it. And then I shared with her a couple of pictures, and then I said it goes over the team colors. And then she said, OMG, that is so cute. I've never tried it, but would love to. That would be great. Thank you. My address is. And then I said, I'm obsessed. It's 100% nail polish that goes on dry. I'm getting them for the first game. And then we just kind of went back and forth. And then she was sharing some things about they were going to move and, whatever. And then we were talking about finances. I don't know how, it just kind of came up about moving. And then I said, Just on a random side note, I'm selling Color Street to supplement our income. I get $3 back from every pack of nails I sell, and this is how we paid for spring break. If you're ever curious, I can share a little bit. It's been a huge financial blessing for our family. We use it to pay for sports too, because her kids are in sports. Just a thought, no pressure, but I'd feel bad if I didn't share it because I love it. And then she said, thank you, that's a thought. Unfortunately, I don't have a big network of people. Then I said, I started with a few neighbors, family, and coworkers, and now it's grown to people I don't even know through referrals. I'm excited for you to try the samples. And then I said, are you on Facebook? I have a fun nail page. And then I told her the name of it. And then she was like, yep, I'll go join it. And then I was like, okay, I'll send you the samples. And then today, I didn't get it done, but I have it in the envelope. And then tomorrow, I'm going to put it in the mail. So then she'll get it. She lives in Trenton, so she'll get it, the next day. And then I'll follow up, which I'm really not great at, next week. And I'll just be like, hey, and then I know when I see her at the baseball game, which their first game is next week. So that's kind of an in-person follow-up. I'll just be like, that kind of thing. I'll have samples in my purse too.
I like it. Just walk up to her.
So super casual, kind of like what Amy Myers shared last night. Like no pressure. I always say no pressure. Like, I always say I'd feel